Okay, this video is about how to find the files that are taking up the most disk space on a Macintosh. Uh, it's a simple process, but it's very useful because otherwise, instead of going through the files manually and going delete, 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 it takes forever. This will just scan your hard drive, and you'll be able to tell where the largest files are. In a second, you can delete a gigabyte. I mean, it depends what kind of files you have in your computer, but you can delete very large file size, very large files files that have large file size, pretty quickly, which will pretty much clean up your computer very, very quickly. So it's a time saver. Okay, and it also will show you your habits too. Okay, so we are going to get a program called What Size, and we're going to go up here, and we're going to go to download.com. Usually with Macintoshes, we go to versiontracker.com. However, Version Tracker has a newer version of this program, which costs some money, and because the company's changed it. But this download.com actually still has the older version, which doesn't cost any money, and it's a great program. So that's why I'm going here. So I suggest you go there, quickly to get it, and before download changes it as well. Okay, so up here I searched for What Size. It was all one word, and we just click on Download Now. And click on Save File, and then I usually save it in a folder called Program Set of Files. I actually am running Leopard right now, so I downloaded it before, so I'm just replacing it. But so here's the disk image. DMG stands for disk image. And I'll click on Open, and here's the disk image right here. That's what it looks like. It looks like a hard drive almost, but it's a pseudo hard drive basically, which means it's not really a real physical hard drive. And to wait, in case you're not familiar, in case you just switched from PC, it's pretty easy to install programs with Macintosh. All you do is when you double click on the disk image or click on Open, as I just did in a browser that just downloaded it, it comes up with this. And usually it'll either say double click to install, like a Windows program, or most of the time it shows the icon of the program and you just drag it down and then drop it onto the applications section itself. And I can click Replace. You know what? It's actually in use right now. Let's try that again, because it was still installed on the computer. So we're going to go back to What Size. We're going to go here, Applications. We're going to Replace, and it's going to replace it, and it's installed. So click on this way to list it. It's easy to find. See it on What Size. You can actually, when you install a program, you can actually drag it down, hold it. Click on it, drag it down, hold it, and then drop it into it's called a dock down here, and that way it's always down there, so you can just have to keep on going to applications to find it. So it's What Size. Click on Open, and this is the first time you're opening it. Sure, okay, open, and now it shows you all the disk drives that are available. These are actually, again, these are disk images. You don't really need to do, you wouldn't really need to do that. That actually has the same picture of an icon, but that's actually a flash drive, a USB drive. One of those thumb drives you plug into the USB. Okay, so what we're gonna do is click on Hard Drive. And what it's going to do is it's going to scan the hard drive. It's a pretty large hard drive, 111 gigabytes. And so it's going to scan it, and it's going to find out, it's pretty much going to scan the whole thing and then determine the file size of each file, each folder, and then it's going to list it accordingly from largest to smallest, top to bottom. Okay, and then there's two ways to view it. There's columns where you can view it down that way, but I like columns because that way it's easy to click on one, then you see the contents, go deeper into the tree until you actually find the actual file. And you can actually delete it from here, or you can go into the Finder and delete it down here. So, and when you delete stuff, you can click on Remeasure up here, and then it'll just remeasure it, and it'll tell you how much is left. Right now, down here it says 111 gigabytes, 107 gigabytes used, available 3.54. So it's actually good. I'm doing this because I should delete some stuff. It's best to have, well, optimally they say 25%, but when this is such a large hard drive, it's a little overkill. But I would say maybe 10 gigabytes or something like that. So, but it still runs fine with this, but it's just best to have some space so the computer can breathe. So we are going to pause this video because it'll take a while to scan 111 gigabytes, and I will be back to show you the rest of the process. It's pretty quick, but I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and this is what I came up with. And usually, so we go to Users, and we go to Ian, and this shows where all my space is being taken up. Movies, music, pictures, library. So click on Documents, then you have a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's say Music, iTunes, iTunes Music, and then you know, a whole bunch of stuff here. Wealth and Wisdom, podcasts, Anthony Robbins, and as you can see, they show that it goes all the way down to the file, the actual file itself. So this is a good way to find, you know, where all your stuff is being taken up. And here's my videos, and you can just delete things manually. You can just right-click, move to trash, and then you'll delete them. And then you can just hit remeasure, and it'll find out how much space you have left. And that's pretty much it. Very, very easy program to use, very simple, and also extremely useful. And it's free. So that's pretty much it. That's how you find the largest files on your Macintosh, so you can get rid of them. And if you don't want to delete them this way, if you don't feel comfortable, then you can go down the Finder, and then you can go through the process of going to the hard drive, then go to the users, go to Ian, and then go through the same path as here, and then delete it here. For example, music, iTunes, Alicia Keys, and you can right-click, move to trash. So pretty easy. All right. Anyway, that's it, and enjoy. And remember, if you like the video, go ahead and click on subscribe to support the site, and also don't forget to rate the video. Even if it's a 3 or 4, it still helps.